Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Why Teresa Giudice needs to turn over a new leaf during RHONJ pause opinion. Since the inception of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, there has only ever been one major player. Teresa Giudice has flipped tables, plotted against her brother, and lied her way to the top. But that's why fans love her. Now, with the unease of a possible Garden State pause, Trey is trying to wiggle her way back into the good graces of the network and Bravo fans. But to do so, she is going to need to make a few changes. Recently, while walking the red carpet, Teresa discussed her inevitable return to the Real Housewives of New Jersey. While speaking with Access Hollywood, she opened up about the pause. "I'm fine with it. I feel like they need to bring us back 'cause everybody wants us to come back, but you know what, whenever Bravo's ready, I'll be ready, we'll see." Those were some pretty strong and confident words from the mother of four. Trey joked, "We'll see if I'll be ready." No. Giudice chimed in, stating it would be weird if she had a show on Bravo and her mother didn't. Trey added, "It's up to them, obviously. It's always up to them. I'm the OG. They're not getting rid of me till Bravo gets rid of me." Perhaps more surprisingly, the author confirmed that if the same cast was brought back for season 15, she would still be a yes. Some viewers feel like Trey can't be picky, especially since she is having to go through another tax lion from the state of New Jersey. Odds are she really needs to stay on the network's good side so she can continue to collect those hefty paychecks. Even though Trey has said she'd be happy to share the screen again with Melissa Gorga, tensions are still high. The two families haven't spoken to one another in years. During her interview, Teresa made it clear that she wouldn't be willing to reconcile with Melissa or Joe Gorga for the sake of the show. This means that if both were brought back, there probably wouldn't be a cast trip, and there would be two different filming schedules. To be honest, I think I'd rather a cast shakeup than have to watch that mess all over again. Teresa made sure to deliver a dig in the form of a non-existent sprinkle cookie. Melissa finally cashed in on her own line of cookies, which Trey admitted she has never tried. No big surprise there. If Trey and Melissa were both to return, I think there would have to be some concessions made. The series didn't do well with the feud, so both women would have to figure out a way to interact, and I'm not sure Trey is up for that currently. However, it's time for a decision. I don't care what anyone says, but Bravo is missing out on quality filming opportunities. During her interview, Teresa noted, "Everything's good regarding her and Luis Ruiz." She added, "We're going on 5 years next month that I met him, and then August will be 3 years that we're married. But fans already know stuff is bubbling under the surface." Both have been accused of owing the state of New Jersey a hefty chunk of money, and Teresa has already been down this road before when she was married to Joe Giudice. Fans just know that stuff is going on behind the scenes. Season 14 was quite boring, but if Bravo was willing to film, Trey fans are convinced they would be getting TV gold. The jury is still out on whether Trey will be asked back. The rumor mill seems to think she might be given her own show, but I feel like that would be a dud. I'm not interested in watching an at-home show with Teresa and Luis. I am, however, interested in seeing Teresa and Melissa back on the same screen. Frankly, we don't need to fix what wasn't broken. If the two women can pull themselves together, we might just have a perfect season to look forward to. The Real Housewives of New Jersey is available to stream on Peacock and Hayu. In the UK reality TV, few names command attention quite like Teresa Giudice. As a long-standing central figure on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, Teresa has captivated, infuriated, and fascinated viewers since 2009. From flipping tables to flipping fortunes, she's become synonymous with the drama and spectacle that fuels Bravo's empire. But as RHONJ enters a production pause, a rare and telling move, there's a unique opportunity for introspection and change. For Teresa, this isn't just a break from cameras, it's a wake-up call, a moment to turn over a new leaf. Let's be clear, Teresa is a cultural phenomenon. She survived prison, family breakdowns, financial ruin, and public scrutiny with a level of resilience that's undeniably impressive. She's a New Jersey phoenix, rising again and again from the ashes of controversy. But at what cost? Lately, Teresa's on-screen persona has grown increasingly entrenched in negativity, conflict, and an unwillingness to evolve. If she's not careful, the same traits that once made her a fan favorite could become her downfall. RHONJ's recent pause in production, reportedly due to an increasingly toxic cast dynamic, feels symbolic. For years, the show has thrived on familial feuds, particularly Teresa's ongoing battle with her brother Joe Gorga and sister-in-law Melissa. But where once the drama felt raw and compelling, now it feels cyclical and corrosive. The storyline is stuck, and Teresa's unwillingness to move on from old grudges is at the center of it. The question isn't whether Teresa has the strength to transform. She does. It's whether she's willing to look in the mirror and accept that strength doesn't always mean standing your ground. Sometimes it means letting go. This pause presents a rare gift: silence. Without the cameras rolling, without producers stoking the fires of conflict, Teresa can reclaim her narrative in a different way. She can reflect not just on what RHONJ has done for her career, but on what it's doing to her legacy. Let's talk legacy for a moment. Teresa has 4 daughters who adore her. She's remarried and finding happiness with Luis Ruiz, despite his own controversies. She's built a brand, written books, danced with the stars, and survived the type of media storms that would destroy most people. She should be in her Queen Bee era, a position of wisdom and grace. But instead, she seems stuck in her gladiator mindset, always gearing up for war. Turning over a new leaf doesn't mean becoming someone entirely different. It means letting go of old, self-defeating patterns. For Teresa, this could look like mending fences, not just for ratings or appearances, but because peace is worth more than pride. It could look like embracing vulnerability, acknowledging past mistakes, and resisting the urge to be combative every time someone disagrees with her. That RHONJ audience has matured. They crave realness, yes, but also growth. Watching women evolve has always been the true heartbeat of the Real Housewives franchise. From Bethany Frankel's rise and departure to Kyle Richards' evolving family dynamics, the arcs that endure are those that reflect change. Teresa's arc feels stalled. She doesn't need to become passive. Fans don't want a beige Teresa, but there's a difference between being fiery and being forever on fire. She can still speak her truth without burning bridges. She can still be strong without being combative. The power of evolution is immense and overdue. The dynamic between Teresa and the rest of the cast, especially her fractured relationship with Melissa and Joe, is unlikely to ever be fully healed. And maybe that's okay. Not every rift needs to be repaired. But Teresa does need to stop pouring salt into those wounds. She doesn't have to be friends with everyone, but she does have to learn how to coexist. That's what leaders do. That's what queens do. And speaking of royalty, if Teresa wants to hold onto her crown, she needs to remember that being the face of a franchise requires adaptability. Bravo is clearly at a crossroads with RHONJ. If Teresa can't evolve with the show, she risks being left behind, not because she's uninteresting, but because she's become predictably hostile. Audiences want more than conflict. They want authenticity, growth, and yes, joy. This is also a moment for Teresa to think about life after Housewives. That reality may not be as far off as it seems. What will she be remembered for? The woman who flipped a table and never changed, or the woman who flipped her own story, reclaiming peace, family, and personal growth? She has the chance to redefine her narrative, to go from reactive to reflective, to build something deeper than drama. That RHONJ pause is a plot twist in Teresa Giudice's story, and how she uses it could determine the next chapter of her career. Imagine a version of Teresa who returns from this break centered, grounded, and self-aware.